everybody? What up, everybody? Let's talk about it. It's April Dawn. What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about it. What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about it. What is this? Insecure, Season 5, Episode 2. Hey, y'all. I'm coming to y'all after work looking kind of rough. As you can see, I'm in my new house, but everything is all over the floor, and there's paper shades. I mean, it's a lot going on up in here. I got to get a lot of things for this house. So, I've been doing that all weekends, but I did want to come to you quickly for a second, apologize for the camera shaking, and talk about Insecure last weekend. I watched it twice now. Didn't take no notes, but I did watch it twice. I hope y'all had a good Halloween. So basically on this episode, we have Issa is planning another event, and she's working with the company. It was one of the girls who was on the stage with her at the panel, one of her Stanford alumni people. And she's partnered with their company to do this fashion show with the local artist. His name is Crenshaw, played by my boyfriend, Kofi Soribo. Okay, now I know Ash should be talking about that's her man, but me and her just gonna have to fight because, listen, that man is fine. So, what happens with this storyline is basically that they have notes. They want things to be a little bit more safe. They want to go with established artists. So she goes out of her way to convince them to use this guy, and then she gives him the notes, and he basically goes rogue the last 5 minutes before the show and decides to do what he wants to do anyway. Okay, he's not worried about her. He's gonna do what he want to do anyway. So she was like, okay. It's really nothing she could do about it. So, they went on and they did the show. The first 5 minutes of the show, okay, it was cute. Everything was cute, right? But then after that, the lights turned off, and then, it was lowriders coming out. It was drummers. It was the whole 9 yards. It was a whole situation going on, okay? Which is fine. I thought it was really cool looking and dope looking. It's with the whole head, face covered, and the guy had been in prison. And, I guess they modeled it. You remember that one guy that was all over social media that has this clothing line, and he was in prison or whatever. So it's kind of like that. He had his clothing line. He has an interesting perspective about people who have been incarcerated and mass incarceration, that whole situation. He even uses inmates to help him run his business. And it was funny because one of them was trying to eat a sandwich. He was snitching on the other one, child. It was so funny. Like, baby, you can eat the sandwich. You is free, baby. You free now. Okay? So now, although this situation was cute for a TV show, I think that Crenshaw was wildly unprofessional, okay? Because my thing is, this is what happens. I understand being a black person in the white, gatekeepers, white people, and, compromising your vision and all of that stuff. But had it been me, I would have took the notes. I would have did what they wanted me to do, but I would have made sure that in our next interaction with each other, like if I worked with them again, that everything was going to go my way this time. I was going to be in control. And see, that's how we could have avoided that problem, right? But you was willing to throw basically this black woman under the bridge because you want to do what you want to do. Now in TV, that's cute because, he stood his ground, yada, yada, yada. But in real life, that shit ain't cute. I went to bat for you, and now you just threw me under the bus and did what you wanted to do anyway. So, I get the point of it, though. Sacrificing your vision. He didn't want to be a sellout. I don't think that taking notes is necessarily being a sellout, but okay. I got what they were trying to say. But like I said, in real life, that shit ain't cute. Don't be doing that shit in real life. Somebody go out their way to help you get an opportunity. Don't shit on them and just do whatever you want to do. Now, you could have said, I don't agree with this and that and the other. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to throw that away. You know what I mean? X, Y, and Z. Y'all could have compromised and worked it out. But just for him to just be like, fuck her, I'm going to do what I want to do, I ain't like that at all, okay? I ain't like that. But luckily for her, it turned out to be a success. The guy came over and he thanks her for pushing him to do something new. He feels like maybe they was trying to be safe. So, that gives you a little bit of hope that, investing in yourself and pushing your vision may end up working out for you, even when the cards were stacked against you, right? So that's good. Now, we see that early in this episode that her and Molly are really back close. They're back good. Matter of fact, this is like a year after everything has occurred, right? So this is a whole year later. So we were 6 months out. Now we was a year out. So we see that Molly and Issa, like I said, they're back on track. They spending at each other's house. They singing best friend songs to each other. It's real cute, okay? It's real cute. We also see that Issa is still friends with Nathan. Nathan is still around a whole year later, and as a matter of fact, he wants her to help plan the 1-year anniversary for his little barbershop situation. Y'all remember his little barbershop situation he had? He wanted to open in the back. So it's been established for a year, and now he wants to have an anniversary for it or whatever. So they end up going to get drinks or whatever, talking, and they have really established a good platonic friendship or whatever kind. I mean, they flirt a little bit, you know. But Issa probably ain't trying to get with nobody after everything that happened with Lawrence or whatever. So later on in the episode, after her events is over with, she texts Nathan and see if he wants to have a drink with her. So, you know, he comes over, they have a little drink together, and they're talking and having a good time, and she starts to fall asleep. And so he's like, okay, well, I'm going to get up and go, you know what I'm saying? You falling asleep. And she was like, no, I want you to stay, and can you spend the night? So he thought that she was about to give him some. I mean, obviously you would, right? So he get in the bed, he ain't got no shirt on. I'm like, wait a minute, what's about to go down? Now, first of all, I'm like, Issa, don't go backwards, girl. Go forwards, okay? Go forward, girls. Don't do that. And so she starts to kiss him, and baby, when I tell you, when she started crying, that shit came out like vomit. It was funny to me. I'm in the Insecure group on Facebook, y'all. It's Insecure, the discussion forum. I think that's the name of the group. And, child, they were saying, somebody put a post talking about something. I'm glad that Issa had the courage to cry in that moment. I said courage. That shit came out like throw up, like vomit. It was going to come whether she wanted it to come or not. It was involuntary. She had been holding it in. It seemed like maybe she hadn't processed everything that happened between her and Lawrence. And now, you know, confronted with having sex with another person, she's like, I'm not ready for that shit. So she... You know, he starts to trip, look at her like, okay, girl, we ain't got to do this or whatever. So she was like, I'm sorry. I thought I was ready. And she crying into his shoulders, y'all. It was funny and sad at the same time because, bitch, I done been there. Okay, I been there. Got the postcard, took the pictures, bitch. Or I got the whole, you know what I'm saying? Got me a shot glass, bitch. I been there, honey. I've been there several times. So, you know, she's, saying that, you know, she wasn't ready and all of that. And he's like, okay, we ain't got to do this or whatever. And we see that later on that night that he done basically got up and left. Now, I saw a lot of people saying, well, I don't like that, how he just got up and left her. Yeah, I ain't feel no type of way about it because Issa been playing with this boy for about a year. And then you sitting up here crying over the nigga I told you not to get back together with. And you got an attitude with me about getting back together with him, defending him. And now you sitting over here crying him and I'm comforting you. Now he did what a nice guy should do, which is comfort her. And then he was like, all right, I'm going to get up and go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to give you some time. Clearly you're not ready to do nothing. You know what I mean? So I'm going to get up ahead and go home, which is, I mean, I feel like, what else was he supposed to do? This shit was weird, okay? Like, what was he supposed to do? And like I said, Nathan got his own issues. So, you know, I'm sure this back and forth is probably tiring to him because as much as it's tiring to me, mama, you need to move on and find you somebody new, baby. Find you somebody new, baby, because Nathan ain't it. He got them pretty eyes and everything. But when that nigga going to seasonal depression, you going to be pissed. You going to be like, what the... Okay, now we can be friends and we have moved on. I done let it go. I'm over it. How you just dropped off the earth and didn't talk to me. Like, I'm over it. But that don't mean y'all need to be together. I'm just saying. Okay, so that was that with that storyline. Now with Mala, we had her. She went to talk to her parents about getting their estate together, talking to the estate planner. And she kind of went hard on them a little bit, which later on she ended up apologizing for. And her mama said she's just scared to move forward. And she's like, okay, well, we're going to get the process started, right? So Molly's kind of going on this journey of like discovering herself and trying to figure out where she has went wrong with her relationships in the past and, you know, trying to learn from that and be better like we all do. You know, we all trying to fix our mistakes, right, from the past. So that's basically what she's trying to do. She gets back into the dating app. Lord Jesus, I have been there too, okay? You go back to the dating app and she's like looking at her old profile like, damn, I was tripping for real. But I was looking at what she had and I don't see nothing wrong with what she had. Now, I do feel like the approach Like how you say things is important. If you say, like, if I'm on a date nap and her date nap said, if you got to have 2 degrees, you got to be this, you got to be that. And if you're not this and that, then you need to swipe left. Like when I see stuff like that on people's profiles, it makes me immediately swipe left. Cause I hate the, if you ain't this, if you ain't that, if you ain't got no full body pictures, then go ahead and swipe left. If you ain't this and you ain't crazy and you ain't a Gem, one person had a Gemini can swipe left. I said, really? Now, I know people take astrology seriously, but people are people. They ain't got shit to do with that they damn sign, okay? So I was like, really? I'm a Gemini, so I swiped left, okay? So I'm just saying, when people have things like that, it can come off like a list. It can come off very shallow. It can come off, different type of ways. And that's how it probably did come off to people. So she was like, damn, I was tripping. So she, Molly got a cute haircut. Haircut is on point, but we've been seeing that. It's been cut for a long time. So, I think Yvonne probably cut it after she broke up with that man. You remember she had that big, tall, big, fine boyfriend, and then he just disappeared. Okay. Then she got a haircut. You already know. So, yeah, she got her haircut real cute. Molly got that badass outfits. I think they're softening her look a little bit this season to make her look a little bit, like she's changing. She's a different person, whatever the case may be. So, but that blue suit she had on was giving Bobby Brown. Like it was giving a little Bobby Brown tea. So, but she ends up going on a date with somebody at the end of the episode. And so we'll see how that turns out. He was nice looking too. But when I just like the way they flash through all her relationships to remind her, to show us that she's thinking about all the dumb shit she has done and all the extra ass shit. And you literally never let shit go. Like, Molly, why are you here at my door? Like, she has done so many horrible things in relationships and how she obsesses over it. And how when she got what she wanted, right? Remember when, your boy was on there, Sterling K. Brown? He had everything on that list down pat, and she didn't want him. Molly girl. Now, funny moments from this episode was hilarious to me. Was that woman who was the reporter? Remember, she was the fake reporter on the last time, a YouTube reporter. She is on the Upshaws, and that woman who plays her is hilarious. Like, her facial expressions are to die for, okay? She's creepy and all that shit is funny. Okay, so that was funny. Issa in that meeting is funny, even though I'm kind of tired of seeing Issa be like so awkward all the time. It's like, damn, girl, when are you gonna get some growth? Like, at some point, you can't be awkward all the time, every single situation you in, your personal life, your business life. Like, damn. I just want to see her, like, take up the reins and be confident one time. Give me a sitcom. Bitch, it's already 30 minutes, so why you can't, perk up in 30 minutes and get your presentation on point, like, boom, boom, bam. Like, she's always awkward, always, in all situations. So that's a little bit of a drag to see, but it was still funny nonetheless. And it was also funny when her assistant wanded Molly down at that event. Cause I was like, bitch, you tried it. Okay. She was like, she think you still bought a gun to the event. Cause y'all remember last time they got in an argument and somebody said, oh, she got a gun. Cause she reached to go do something. And it was like, she got a gun. And so everybody started running. So her assistant still think that Molly got a gun. Molly brought a gun. So she be winding her down. And that was hilarious to me. Okay. So, that was pretty much it, y'all, for the episode. It really wasn't much to it. This episode, it really wasn't much to it. But I enjoyed it for what it was. I do feel like, I know that people have been saying that they were disappointed with this episode and they thought it was going to pack more of a punch because it's the last season. And I remember seeing Issa saying there was a lot of pressure on her because, she has watched shows and has been disappointed about how the shows turned out in the end. And she knows that people really love the show and they want it to end, they want it to end the way they want it to end. And she's just like, and I feel like a lot of times we focus on what we want the show to be, what we wish would have happened, what is not happening, instead of what is happening. The show is the show. We ain't in the writer's room, y'all. They gonna give us what they gonna give us, and that's gonna be it. So we can shoulda, coulda, woulda this shit to the end of time. But what they give us is what they're gonna give us. So why not talk about that instead of talk about what we think should happen, why this didn't happen, what happened with it? Like, it's a waste of time, y'all. When How to Get Away with Murder was ending, it was the same way. It was a whole bunch of, it should have been this, it should have been that, it should have been this. At the end of the day, they're going to give us what they're going to give us. We're going to have to deal with it. If you love it or hate it or whatever, discuss it and move on. But y'all can't sit up here and go back and forth about, we wish it was an hour. She told you it's never going to be an hour. We ain't got 10 episodes. We did get 10 episodes last season, I think, right? But before that, we hadn't had no 10 episodes, and we ain't getting 10 episodes this season. I want to say it's 9 or 8 episodes, something like that. So I try not to focus on that. I just want to talk about what actually happened on the show, right? I do feel like if there was a lot of drama and no character development, people would be mad too. Now we have a lot of character development and not much drama going on. And everybody know, baby, we just here to see the baby. It's been a whole year. Where the baby at? Where's the baby? Is there a baby? Did the baby happen? Did the baby not happen? I guess we're going to find out next week when we see Lawrence in San Francisco. Because remember, he moved to San Francisco. They was going long distances, but nah, not working out. So we're going to see how Lawrence is doing. And from the preview, it don't look like he's doing too much better than he was doing before, baby. I don't know. So I know everybody is awaiting the arrival of Condola and that damn baby, of Consequence, Contiguous, Conclave. Everybody is waiting the arrival of this person and this damn baby child. If the baby is still even around. If the baby was even for Lawrence. Well, I think it probably is for Lawrence because I saw him he was telling somebody in the preview that it wasn't his plan, X, Y, and Z. So it probably is his baby. But, you never know what can happen, y'all. You never know. Do I want Issa and them back together? I don't know. I love Issa and Lawrence together just because their relationship just seems so real. So, non-pretentious. So not with the BS, okay? Like, I felt like her and Daniel could have been like that because they were close like that and they had that good, authentic relationship, But I don't know. I mean, I feel like just because you want to be with somebody and just because y'all love each other, it doesn't necessarily mean you need to be together. It's a lot of water under the bridge. Maybe they can overcome it, and maybe they cannot. I mean, he didn't, it's not like he cheated on her or anything, but I don't feel like right now when the baby is young, that's going to bring people together just because it's a baby and the baby needs to be cared for. So you're going to have to be around that person. You're going to have to be with that person to a certain extent. It's not good for you to be in a relationship with somebody else. It's going to be hard for that other person. So I think that, they should wait. If they're going to be together, the child needs to be a little bit older. Let the child be in kindergarten before y'all start fucking around again or something like that. But I'm not saying, all hope is lost. But what do y'all think? Y'all think they should just throw that relationship away, child, ball it up and throw it away? Or do you think they should continue on to try to make this relationship work? So I want to know what your thoughts are about this episode. So hopefully by next week, a week after, I will have the studio set back up, but we'll see. So I want to hear your thoughts about the episode. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe, honey, to my channel. I will holler at y'all next week. Peace.